Hello, I am Endlessness and welcome back to Final Fantasy VII Double Crisis, and in this video I'd like to give a guide for Stilva Solo Crash 2. I have to admit I was very intimidated by this crash because the original was impossible if you didn't pull Cid back then. So when this rerun launched I really just went in once and I didn't think I could beat it, especially with Obi-Wan Cid this time. And I really thought it would be just as hard or even harder and pretty much impossible for me. But, well, this crash is the peak crash experience, and yes, it's definitely one of the easiest crashes, but it's fun, and it's really nice to feel powerful for once. And the reason why it isn't impossibly hard is because there's a sigil phase and they added damage sigils. So you can get a 300% stagger bonus, and during that stagger you just melt the boss. And ideally you want to defeat the boss during stagger, or shortly after, because after Stilva recovers, the boss will start casting Trine attack, and this is a very powerful magic attack, so you would need high magic defense stat and buffs on your team to survive that. But even Sephiroth can clear it with edged wings, and that's most impressive, and I think that tells you everything about the battle. So I have two teams, one is with Cloud and older stuff, and the other with Sephiroth, but because edged wings is so old and weak, I have FF13 stuff to compensate and provide those boosts that Sephiroth otherwise is lacking. But on both teams I have equipment slots empty to keep the stats on lower end, and as usual you can just fill those slots yourself. But on the Cloud team I have Aerith with Bahamut sent for physical defense buffs, and FF13 stuff is really amazing, and if you pulled you could just use that instead of Bahamut to boost Cloud's damage by quite a lot. Aerith has Bahamut outfit with Army of One, Bahamut for PDF buffs and heals, Cedric to buff ice damage, Esuna poison all Esuna slots, Debrave to help Cid debuff the boss at the beginning of the battle, Circle Sigil, and in sub-equipment slots Aerith only has a kill weapon with physical defense for allies. Cid has default outfit with Icy Judgment, Rocket Lance for Enfeeble and to lower ice resistance, Pole Axe to debuff attack, X Sigil in boost slots, and one of them is Circle Sigil. And then sub-equipment slots Cid has a guild weapon with physical defense for allies and a magic attack for allies weapon. Cloud has AC outfit with Shiva, full throttle for DPS, fusion for attack buffs, ice buoyancy materia, and Cloud also has no sub-weapons, but you should equip weapons with magic ability potency and ice potency. Alright, finally we can play after two animations. First with Cid, I play Enfeeble. With Cloud, do exploit weakness and buffs, and with Aerith, buff physical defense and do Citric. And with Cid, just start debuffing physical attack because that's the most important one, and I have Debrave on Aerith to just reduce it by -1 to make it a little bit easier for Cid. Mainly because Bahamut only gives you mid potency physical defense buff, so it is a little bit easier to survive because it's already close, so I didn't want to risk it. But now you can just fully debuff physical attack if you want to, but with Cloud just keep attacking, nothing else matters. But also, with Bahamut, it has all the Suna slots, so it is really good in this case. But also let me just cast this ultimate weapon on Cloud to reduce that physical attack debuff, Because Stilva debuffs your physical attack, so it is much better to use magic attack, especially now with the event boost. But here I'm just going to reapply Enfeeble, because with Cloud I'm just going to keep attacking, and with Sid you can break all Exigers with him, just activate Overspeed and then just break all of them. And now it's just Circle Sigil left, and as you can see there's enough time so you can just keep attacking. You won't be doing that much damage, but it's always something. And I have all buffs ready, so just in case I'm going to reapply it once more. And here, time it, start Ice attack and then break Sigil, so that one attack will already do a little bit more damage. And also I have Icy Judgment mainly for this amplified next ice attack. So Shiva, it doesn't do that much damage because your physical attack is debuffed, so it does a little bit less, but as you can see, this amplified next ice attack does pretty much the same damage as Shiva. And well, this will be the last one. And done. It's quite fun, honestly, I think, because usually the crashes are so hard and sweaty, more or less, and it's really refreshing and just fun to have this, because it's fun to see you melt the boss. Aerith has Bahamut outfit with Army of 1, FF13 staff for PDEF buffs and magic bonus damage, Cetric to buff ice damage, Cura and Ocure slot, Esuna poison in heal slot, Circle Sigil, and in Subwoman slot Aerith has Baharot with magic attack for allies and heal, and a guild weapon with physical defense for allies. Sid has default outfit with Icy Judgment, Rocket Lance for Enfeeble and to lower ice resistance, Pole Axe to debuff attack, Exigor in boost slot, Mana Breach to lower magic defense, and Circle Sigil, and then Subwoman slots Sid has a guild weapon of physical defense for allies and a magic attack for allies weapon. Sephiroth has Odin outfit with Shiva, Edge Swings for DPS, Odin for exploit weakness, Genji, 3 Iceborne Materia, and in Subwoman slots Kath Palak to max out magic attack and get Iceborne C to level 8, Sword of GS with magic ability Ponzi, and Kefka event weapon with HP to get Sephiroth above 20,000 HP. And if you equip more guild weapons with physical defense for allies and get Sephiroth's physical defense stat a little bit higher, you won't need an HP weapon and you could just get another offensive weapon here. Alright, now just have to wait for this animation. But the battle goes pretty much the same. Start with Enfeeble and the lower ice resistance, but now if you have the FF13 staff, just cast it and exploit weakness, Cetric, and start debuffing physical attack. And because FF13 staff does high potency physical defense buff, it's fine, you don't need debraid, nothing, and it'll be even safer than with Baharot. And so I'm just going to Cura here, and now because Sephiroth doesn't have any other abilities, it's just small PP DPS weapon, you have to cast Mana Breach and 3 times Esuna poison because the weapon doesn't have all Esuna slots, but you should have enough AB for that. And sorry, I have to reapply Enfeeble, and at this point, after you already have physical attack completely debuffed, you can do Genji and its normal ultimate weapon. if you have it, if you have the banner ultimate weapon, it will be even better for you, because you can do, with haste you can get off more attacks. Alright, reapply. Exploit weakness. I have still the bonus damage, so it's fine. But sigils are insanely easy with Sid, or any supporter. If you activate the overspeed, they just instantly just go through them. But I'm going to reapply all buffs and debuffs. Mana Breach, one more attack and the same thing, break it, and done. And I just realized Aerith's buff has expired, so I have to reapply it. The magic bonus damage. And the fuel is about to expire, so it's fine, I can reapply it. But as you can see, it is a huge hit. So just do this, and because Edged Wings is so slow, it can cast multiple other weapons in that time. But yeah, it is very impressive that you can quite easily clear this crash with such an old weapon. Yes, it is quite infamous that Edged Wings just tickles the bosses and is so slow, but it still does the job, even though it needs some help with from FF13 staff, Cetric and all the other stuff. It still does the job quite nicely, if I may say so. But that will be all, everything. So 2 strats both work, even the oldest ice weapon in the game. And as I said, to me this crash is very fun. A peak crash experience to me. But I hope you found my guides helpful, and good luck on your own clear. And in the meantime, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next one.